Hey guys, it's Danny. Today I have an interesting video for you guys. I want to show you 3 orchids that are orange, but in fact they're not orange, quite at all. It's an optical illusion. Don't they look orangish? Yeah, they do, but they're not. And I find them quite fascinating, so I wanted to show them to you. So we'll take them one by one and see why they look orange when in fact they're not. So as it happens, they're all Phalaenopsis orchids. First off, we have Phalaenopsis little Zorro. Isn't she the cutest little orchid? Well, the goldeny orange appearance of this orchid is not given by a solid color. If you look closer at the flowers, which I'll give you a close-up of, you can see that the background color of this orchid is actually yellow, but we have a very heavy and intricate pattern that has a brown coloration. Now, this brown coloration is not actually brown. It is a combination of a more purple coloration with the yellow background that gives it a more browny coloration. So if you look at these details individually, none of them are actually orange. It's just yellow and brown, but from a distance, you cannot really tell. You can see this orchid is kind of orangey. And orchids can actually do that, especially Phalaenopsis orchids, which are known to have a lot of dots and stripes and all of these intricate patterns on their flowers, which other orchids might not have. Think about a cattleya. Have you ever seen a cattleya with so many lines? Not as often, right? Well, Phalaenopsis can certainly do that. And even though, yes, there are solid orange colored Phalaenopsis, which I'll show you at the end of the video, this one passes as an orange, but it's really not. What's interesting also is that the lip is completely yellow and goldeny, and I find it absolutely amazing. Definitely one to put on your wish list if you like this really nice round shape to the flowers. It isn't fragrant, by the way, but the orchid herself is kind of a medium size. It's not gonna grow into a very, very large specimen, and the flower spikes tend to be rather compact, which I personally like because it saves space. Sometimes we do have some issues with height when it comes to Phalaenopsis. Some flower spikes are really, really tall. I prefer these guys. Orchid number 2, kind of a similar deal if I'm being honest, but with a different tone. This one does not have a tag, but I know what it is, something with Goldstaff. I'll put it on the screen. I initially lost my first one due to thrips, but I found it again for sale in a flower shop. How cute is that? This is yet again an orchid that you might say, oh, it's rather orangey, but if you look closer, you'll see it's the same type of thing. We have a yellow background with a whole lot of intricate veining and dotting pattern everywhere. What's interesting with this one is that the veins are not really brown. They're more of a reddish, pinkish tone. But again, because they sit on a yellow background, they tend to have a more warmer red aspect to them. So from a distance, you could say, oh yeah, it's an orange orchid. But it's not. With this one, we actually do have a purple lip. So from a distance, there is a bit of a contrast between the lip and the perceived orange background. Now, this one is slightly fragrant, nothing to write home about. Don't imagine cattleya fragrance, but for a Phalaenopsis, it's a little bit. It's a little citrusy, lemony scent. So that is a bonus if you're interested in a little bit of a scent. Don't worry, it's not gonna kick you out of the room. It doesn't have a very powerful scent to it, but it's something there. And definitely if you're looking for an orange Phalaenopsis and could never find one, I would say this passes. And it is one of those very, very popular hybrids. You will see it around. It's just adorable, it's lovely. Again, flower shop prices, flower shop type of an orchid, same type of care as any other flower shop Phalaenopsis. I think this one was 10 euros or so. Quite affordable, and I would say quite special because it also has that fragrance. And the last orchid I'm showing you, this is a new addition. Doesn't she look rather orangey, given a more dark orange? Yeah, well, she's not. The back of the flowers is a solid yellow, yet again, but in front, instead of having a pattern, we have a solid color. Now this color is actually purple, but because of the background, it just transforms into a brick orange type of a color. Now with this orchid, we have 2 sides to admire. The back, which is different from the front, and obviously the beautiful, beautiful front. We also have a dark red lip, which gives you a glimpse of how the pigment actually is supposed to look like. Because on the petals, you see it looks different. Well, it's the same color, but the lip doesn't have a yellow background to combine with it. So you can see the natural coloration should be like the lip, but because of that yellow background, it's rather orange. And I find that really, really interesting. This one is very fragrant, in my opinion, for a Phalaenopsis. Again, a flower shop find. 10-12 euros, something like that, and it is such a beautiful orchid to have. It looks more like a miniature type, but I think it's gonna grow into a rather medium size. It's compact, which I really, really like, and the flowers are very, very tiny. So definitely, if you see it for sale, give it a sniff. You might have a surprise. Some of you actually try to identify it. I'll look back, and if I do actually find the correct ID for it, I'll put it on the screen. Since it's a flower shop find, you know, we don't have tags for them. It is what it is. It would be lovely to have some names because some of these are actually also available in nurseries and we can search for them. So there we go. Commercial nurseries. It would be great to have an ID. Thank you. And since we talked about orange orchids, I'm gonna show you an actual orange Phalaenopsis. And there she is. The display is horrible, just horrible this year on it because she was back against a wall and yeah, the flowers are facing each and every direction possible, but I'll give you close-ups. This orchid is a Phalaenopsis Smiley Tangerine, and as the name says, she really is orange. Now, even though this one does have a solid color, both on the back of the petals and on the front, it's still a combination of colors, which is the case with most Phalaenopsis that are orange. We usually have a yellow pigment combined with a purple pigment that gives this reddish orangish coloration. On some orchids it's more evident, like the ones that have the pattern, while on others it kind of blends into one single color. And this is not the only one. At the flower shop, you will have even bare flowered orchids that have a orangey color, but if you look closely, you will notice there is either a halo, which is a little lighter colored, or there is an undertone of purpleness to it. It's not really pure orange. And no, these orchids are not artificially dyed. Sadly, at the flower shop, you will also find artificially dyed orchids. Typically, they're blue, but in recent times, I have seen green, purple, even orange, but you notice them. You see that the color is just a little off. It's so hard for me to explain. I was tempted once to purchase some of these orchids just to show them on video, but what they are actually are white Phalaenopsis orchids, and I don't think I want so many white Phalaenopsis orchids. But you will notice that the color is not consistent. Typically, if you have multiple flowers, sometimes the flowers at the top are a little lighter than the ones at the bottom, and if it looks unnatural, then it most probably is unnatural. And furthermore, look at the flower spike. Artificially dyed orchids will have, my birds are up to no good. Artificially colored orchids have this color on the flower spike as well, because what happens is they have an entry point on the flower spike. That's where the dye is infused. So it will drip on the roots, on the leaves sometimes. So yeah, do take a look at the flower spike because that will usually give it away. Righty, so with that said, that is about it for today. Hope you've enjoyed today's orchids. I love all of these. I think they're absolutely beautiful, but there are many more varieties available even at flower shops. So just be on the lookout, and I hope these orchids made it to your wish list. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Hope you will have a great day and a great week. And with that said, I'll see you next time. Bye!